Hello everyone, this is Taka from BigHeadTalker.com. It's a little cold. Can you see the humidity here? I am here in my garage to do an unboxing of a brand new camera kit. It's not a brand new camera. It is, of course, the Fujifilm X Pro 2 Graphite Edition. Now, I have the standard edition here with the X Pro 2 with the standard XF23 f2WR, and of course this is a very popular lens hood. It's called the LH-XF35-2. So obviously it was designed initially for the 35 f2, but because they kept the consistency of the filter thread size as well as the lens hood mount, you can use it either or. So instead of redesigning a new one just for the 23mm, it's the same hood for both. And so this is what this is going to be, but in that special graphite 4-layer baked sort of graphite edition. So it's not graphite silver, but graphite. So we'll see how to look like. Thank you so much, Fujifilm Canada. Thank you, Helen, as well as Florence, to be able to send this to me so quickly. This is probably one of the first ones in Canada, so I haven't even opened it up. Fujifilm sometimes will just quickly open it up and charge the battery for me, but I have a feeling that this is unopened, so I'm pretty excited. So let's. This is tough. I have two cameras going. I have one, my main camera here, and I have my other camera there. So some people ask, like, why don't I not show my face and just do the box opening with like facing down? But I don't know. But let's just see how this works out. So let's start off with the two. So obviously there's going to be probably two boxes. All right. So let's. Should we start with the lens? So well, anyways, let's just start with these here. So it's that standard, that X series packaging. And so maybe, you know what, I will start with the lens. So I'm pretty excited. I'm glad that, you know, Fuji with the X Pro 1 and the X Pro 2 that came out last March or so, 2016, they were very hesitant on making a flashy version because it was their flagship and it was a Pro. I think they were pretty adamant in keeping it more stealth, and so by coming up with this graphite edition instead of graphite silver, I think they appeased the engineers that wanted to keep it more stealth, but still have sort of a limited edition version of the X Pro 2. So like most of these Fuji's lenses, I like that they give you these little lens bags that you can throw the lens in. They're reasonably, I mean, they're not super cushioned, but they are thick, and I don't overly cushion my things, and so it's nice that we've just popped the lens in this cloth. This bag, or whatever you want to call it, has the Fujifilm logo on there. Paperwork, nobody cares about that. And here's what it looks like. I hope the B cam is working out well. This is it here. All right, so wow, this lens. Well, you know what? That's one thing that I was wondering if the cap will be graphite silver, but it's not. It's just the standard black, which is fine. And then here is the graphite. I may accidentally say graphite silver at times, but this is just called the graphite edition. So that's pretty much it. There's nothing else in this box. I was looking for a sticker like it was an Apple product, but no. So actually, that'd be kind of neat. Fujifilm, why don't you come up with a little Fuji logo sticker and put it inside all your packages? It wouldn't cost you very much, and it's kind of a nice little thing to do. But this is it here. So here we go. So it pretty much, you know, I did bring a scale, so I'm gonna weigh all of it, but I'm just comparing it here. I should have got a lens back cap, but you can pretty much see here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna take pictures of it, and maybe even here I'll show it like this. It's definitely, it's very subtle. Maybe at night you won't be able to see the difference because it's so similar, but in person there's this depth to it that looks really nice. Build quality should be identical. I'm going to just take the front cap off. Even the writing here, I don't think there's a difference in what it says on the inside there. Can you see that? I think it should be identical. Looks identical there. And so that's the lens. So I'm excited about that. All right, this is the body, X Pro 2 graphite. Here we go again. This has the full printed out manual, which I think a few years ago companies started just popping in CD-ROMs and wanting to print them out. And then I think Ricoh GR, the Ricos were one of the only ones that would do a full printed out manual that made sense. And people put mini catalogs or mini manuals, but I think everyone's kind of gone back to, let me know in the comments if there are some manufacturers that still kind of give you a CD-ROM instead of giving out a full printed, because if they do, that's not cool. All right, actually, you know what? I don't even know why I'm opening this. So you get a full print manual, obviously, and this is what it looks like inside the box here. So how's that? Does that look good? And then Mr. B-Cam there, that's how it looks like that. All right. And I'm just looking here. It looks like there's a serial number as well. I wonder if it matches. I'm not sure if is that a serial number? Maybe it is. But here this is, and actually, yeah, so it's properly sealed. So thank you, Helen and Florence, for not opening this. They know that because I do unboxing videos. A lot of the reviewers, they're ex-photographers or they're reviewers. They don't really care to do unboxings, but wow, this looks fantastic. All right, so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna just leave this aside here. So this is that here, and I'll maybe leave it. And inside the box here, they have this. It's pretty standard. I'm gonna move everything else out of the way. Inside the box here, it's gonna be the same as every other camera. The X Pro 2, where they give you the standard charger. I don't like this long cable. Wish there was like a little stubby on here. You can use what you get on the MacBooks, the older MacBooks with the brick, that little that mini plug there, or the iPads, and plug it in and plug it directly into the wall. And you get this. You get the premium leather strap, which I don't care for. Oh, it's funny. Look at that. I think what is this? Is this a European plug? So who knows where this was originally supposed to go, but I got a European plug, so who knows? And then they give you that little wedge thingy to open up the little triangle clips, which I don't use anyways. I like third-party straps, because straps is one way of customizing your camera. So putting that off to the side, and here we go. This is it. Graphite. Now, according to Fujifilm's literature, this is I can't remember if it's 2 or 3, but it's a multi-layer baked finish. So pretty much you have it on the top plate and you have it on the bottom plate. So you can see that there, the top plate, the bottom plate, B-Cam, there you go. Top plate, bottom plate. And it looks fantastic. I'm gonna grab the original X Pro 2 here, and I'm gonna put the lens on it as well. But looking at it from the top, is it any easier to read? I don't really think so. I don't think it's easier to read. It does look different. So it's like, I remember when Fujifilm, when they used to send me the original like X Pro 1, X100. Sometimes they would send me the silver version, sometimes they'll send me the black. And when I got the silver, I wish I had the black. And then when I got the black, I wish I had the silver. So I don't know how much of this is just because it's novel and it looks different, or if it is better. But I remember when the XT1 came out and when the first graphite silver came out versus just the standard silver, there's this depth to the finish. So again, I don't know how well this is kind of showing up here. I'm not sure how well you can see this. Can you see that? I'm not sure how well this shows up on camera, but even the paint is different. So in the numbers here, it's white against the black background, and this one here is kind of I don't know, like a sort of like a light beige, or as if it was white and then it's been aged a little bit. And that goes the same for all the buttons on the back. So you can see that there's a clear difference in how the paint is on. And I'm now even looking at the lens. I could see that even in the lenses, even with the lens, you can see how, can you see that there? And then look at the graphite silver. It looks different. Let's just see here. Even the flash cover, should I bite it like a gold medal? It feels very cold. This actually might be metal, so it looks nice. Even with the standard X Pro 2, getting this in graphite So what will probably happen is, Fujifilm does have a kit sometimes, like a kit where it replaces some of the pieces that come off. I don't think there's anything else that comes off on this, but maybe you can order this separately. Probably can, because I'm sure people would lose this, but it'd be nice if Fujifilm had more of a series of, like if they came in multiple. So this is probably aluminum, and it's, so it would have been painted, but having different soft touch, soft release, shutter releases and things like that. And imagine having a matching graphite soft release. I think that would be very cool. So, so far, I mean, it has that aesthetic, right? That sort of, I understand why, because this is Pro, Fuji, prefers to keep the flagship camera stealth. And I don't think there's a compromise in, it actually reminds me a lot of, there was a Leica M9, the special version. I forgot the name of it. It wasn't called titanium. I mean, there was a titanium M9, but that was a bit more flashier. But there was a sort of a muted gray metallic finish M9, and that's the color that this reminds me of. So everything else, I don't think there's a difference in anything else. According to the literature, everything else is identical. I didn't notice a battery. Yeah, there's no battery. It's funny. I don't think there's even a battery in the box. I'll have to check that out. But I'm just happy that I was able to play with it. Now let's weigh these two, and let's just see if there's any weight difference. All right. All right. I'm back with the scale here. So we're gonna weigh it. This is not some concise weight thing. This is my wife's baking scale. Sorry, camera girl. I will make sure I don't scratch this up too much. But I just want to see, comparing the two, if there is at all any weight difference. So let's just zero this out here. And let's just weigh this dry. First of all, let's do the lens, and then we will do the body. So the XF23 f2 standard with the lens hood, according to this scale, it is 196 grams. And these aren't that accurate, so I'll put it back on again. Around the center, 196, okay? So that's the standard one. Now let's grab the graphite edition of the XF23 f2 WR graphite edition, and it is 196. So exact same weight. Again, let go, put it back on. Now it's just 195. So take it off, put it back on again. It is 195. So according to this scale, it is 1 gram lighter. So now let's put on the body. No battery, no front cap, no memory card. Zeroed out, dead center. Graphite Edition X Pro 2 is 438 grams. So let it go, put it back down. 439 grams. So as you can tell, this is not that accurate. You know what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to go sort of perpendicular or vertical with this. So 438 down the center, all right? X Pro 2 graphite silver, 438. And now the standard X Pro 2 down the middle, 437. So according to this standard edition is 1 gram lighter. So that doesn't make any sense. Let's reweigh it again. 437. So pretty much they're similar. If I pop these both on now, put on, and I'm gonna put it down like this, it is 633. You got to do the math and see if those two numbers I gave you previously work out, but 633, and then this graphite edition 635. So let's do this again. Standard X Pro 2 with the XF23 632, and then the graphite edition same kit 634. So according to my wife's baking scale, this is slightly heavier, but you have to check the Fuji specs. You know what? Actually, I had this. I'm not even sure if this will even show up the flash shoe cap. It shows up as 1 gram, so maybe that's where the difference is. I don't know. So let's reweigh this again. 633. So actually, that's reasonably accurate. And then this is 632. So according to this is 1 gram heavier with that extra coat of paint, I guess. It makes that much of a difference. So pretty much it's the same weight. And I just happen to have, of course, the X-T2 here, and again, I'll take the cap off, I'll take out the battery, and I'll take out all the memory cards. We know that the there's no memory cards in here, the X-T2 is slightly heavier, so body only, the X-T2 is 453 grams. And so in hand, the X-T2, it does feel a little bit heavier, and it makes sense because there's more knobs, it has an articulating screen, it has a bigger grip, and I think just the grippiness of it, and it feels more substantial in the hand. Even if you can sense the weight difference, if you can't, it just kind of has a more tactile feel. And this is kind of a good time to talk about something that I was going to do, is sort of my final conclusion of the X-T2 versus the X Pro 2. And I was working on that video when the announcement of the X Pro 2 Graphite and the X-T2 Graphite Silver Edition came out, choosing between these two cameras. As you know, I made 3 major trips the past few months of 2016. I went to Hong Kong, I went to Osaka, and then I went to San Diego. And all 3 trips, I took the X Pro 2 over the X Pro, did I say X-T2? Yeah, so I took the X-T2 over the X Pro 2. And in the end, what I basically said was, because I shoot video, to have that booster grip with the extra batteries, option of shooting 4K if I wanted to, longer video recording times in 4K, and at the time there was a firmware difference. Even being able to change the ISO, it was just faster using the X-T2. So aesthetically, when I was bike riding in Osaka, what I noticed was this huge EVF, beautiful EVF, but this EVF rubber cup, it sticks out, it sticks out quite a bit even off this back. And when I was bike riding across my back, I can actually feel that like sort of hitting my ribs. And also, if you're going in and out of a compact bag, because the top, so you can see the X Pro 2 is smoother here. And so getting in and out of a camera bag, especially if you're shooting with like a smaller camera bag, the X Pro 2, if you don't shoot video, if you shoot street, you like shooting with a camera crossbody, and even sometimes, when I'm walking and I see people in front and I want to hide the camera, I pull my camera back almost behind me, and so now the camera is up against my back. This X Pro 2 is much better for that. Where the X-T2 feels like a small, even see this here, it feels kind of like a thumbs up here. So it's definitely like the grip is bigger, this thumbs up thingy is here. It's more substantial in the hand. So as a functional tool, the X-T2 feels more ergonomic, and functionally there's certain things like the ISO dial and the articulating screen you have. But if you're a street shooter, and especially if you're coming from Leica, because I have a lot of Leica guys that are like emailing me and contacting me saying, hey, they'd love to get into Fuji. This is a really good camera, especially because of that the hybrid optical and electronic viewfinder. So when they came out with the Graphite edition, I kind of went, oh man, like I can't, this is so I'm looking at this. It's such a sexy looking camera, and I will get the X-T2 Graphite Silver Edition soon. As soon as this came to Fujifilm Canada, they shipped it out to me, so today's Friday, they received it yesterday, and they immediately shipped it out to me right away. So thank you Fujifilm Canada, thank you Purelator Canada, you guys do an awesome job. So thank you for shipping this out to me right away. I'm glad I have it, and I'm gonna say I'm testing, but really it's about aesthetics. And that comes down to sort of my final conclusion is, if you're choosing between the two, I think because the sensor and the processor is the same, it comes down to, other than, let's say you don't shoot video, you don't change ISO very often, and you don't like using the articulating screen, or it's not a big deal for you, then it's an aesthetic consideration. And for me, X Pro 2 is a better looking camera to me. And then some might say, well, why do you care how a camera looks like? Well, you know what? Cameras, like watches are functional as well, but people care about, the aesthetics of a watch. There's chronographs, there's divers watches, there's dress watches, there's like the Iron Man type watch, the G-Shock watches. They all sort of function, but there's an aesthetic to it, and with that aesthetic, sometimes it categorizes you with certain groups of people that you want to be associated with, and yeah, that's pretty superficial. But I think the X Pro 2 is a great camera. For me, for work though, because I do shoot videos and shoot YouTube videos, I think in the end the X-T2 is probably what's best for me. But for many of you, the X Pro 2 is, I know a couple of X photographers that prefer the X Pro 2 because, I mean, they claim it's more ergonomic, but there's no way. This feels better in the hand. The autofocus lock button being here, it's in the wrong spot. It should really be here. So it's less ergonomic, but if it becomes your camera, you learn to work with its weaknesses. So still a great camera. Yeah, that's my unboxing of the X Pro 2 Graphite. I added all this junk at the end just because I wanted to make this more of a substantial video, but wait for the X-T2 Graphite Silver and I'll maybe compare the two again. But I'm happy that Fujifilm came out with this edition, and one of the things I like about the X Pro 2, if you look at it from the front, is notice how the X-T2 has, you could see the Fujifilm in the front. I actually don't like that. I like that the X Pro 2 from the front, it doesn't tell you what it is, it's only on the top. And even the top, I think it'd be cool if even this was gone, or it would be unpainted in and it's just body color. You could probably scrape that out anyways, but I think that's a big deal to some people. And so if you look at it, it's just a cleaner aesthetic, the X Pro 2 versus the X-T2. And for some people that is a difference, because you're in some countries and you don't carry anything with you that looks expensive. And not that this doesn't look expensive, but to me this is a little bit, if you're a person that's going out trying to steal something, this looks more obviously a high-end camera. This one it could look like an old film camera. It's harder to tell. So the stealthiness of this camera. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. More cameras to come. There's going to be more reviews. We know that because the new X-Trans 3 sensor, X-Trans 3, the third generation X-Trans sensor, and the new the Processor Pro, so it's not 3, but it's the Pro version. It's made its way from the X Pro 1 to the X Pro 2, and then from the XT1 to the XT2. So we know the natural evolution of all the other X series bodies. I'm not at liberty to say which ones come first. So, thank you so much for watching, and we will talk to you soon. Happy shooting. Oh, I can't do that because it's telling me, you know what, I'm gonna do something weird. I'm gonna put the graphite lens onto the non-graphite body. How about that? Think that'll look good? Oh, that still looks pretty good. So thank you so much. You know what, this is very important to me. I hope you understand. There you go. So, look for more reviews, more tests, more unboxings, more of everything. Thank you so much for your support. Like if you like, go ninja, go samurai on that like button. Follow if you aren't following, tell your friends, and we'll talk to you soon. Happy shooting. Now what? Oh, I'm in video mode. There you go. This is not working out well for me. So thank you so much for watching, and happy shooting.